Check, check, check. Can you hear me? Check, check, check. Can you hear me? All right, what's going on, guys? I guess you guys can hear me. Say yes if you can hear me. Say yes if you can hear me. Yes if you can hear me. A few people that are in here. Say yes if you can hear me. Sweet, AZ, how's it going? So on this one, wanted to kind of focus on the US 30 right now. This is, I think, what separates the way I trade from most other traders is, if you look at this US 30 here, we'll go to the screen here. If you look at this US 30, most of these traders that stream on YouTube would be trying to sell the break of this area down here. Completely opposite to really what all investing says to do, which is to buy low, sell high. They would be looking to sell the break at that level. Whereas I'm looking to buy low and sell high, which is really what investing is all about. If you do any investing in any other area, housing, cars, any of that stuff, you buy low and you sell high. But most traders are looking to sell the break of this below and then buy high and hope it goes higher. So most of the people that trade would look at this trade I just did and say, you're crazy. But I like it because I'm buying at a low and hoping it goes higher. Give back the money, scammer. Who did I scam? You'll have to tell me who it was that I scammed. So you'll have to tell me that. Who am I supposed to be giving that back to? Because I didn't scam anyone. So you'll have to tell me who that is. That's interesting to me. Well, you can keep saying liar, liar, but you have to actually come with proof. So we'll just ban you because you actually have to come with proof, bud. And you don't have any proof of that. And the bottom line is it's not true. So just get the hell out of here. I'm not interested in your stupidity. Check my Telegram. I don't need to check my Telegram, bud. You're out of here. No one fucking cares what you think. All right, no one fucking cares what you think. No one cares. You're irrelevant. Okay, so get the hell out of here. No one cares what you think. Okay, so the difference is that most traders will look to sell the break of that, and we're looking to buy low and sell high because that's what any other aspect of your life, in any other aspect of your life or trading in your life, you look to buy low and you look to sell high. But then when we start trading, we do the opposite. We buy high and we sell low. So I'm going to put this one at plus 10 to begin with, because this one is, I mean, it did go down a lot, but the US 30 typically if it has a big move down one day, that move down or up the next day will be corrected. So you had a big move down on Friday, right, all the way down here. And typically with the US 30, I've noticed that when you have a big move in one direction, usually the next day that move gets corrected. So now I'm believing, and we're already in profit, so no matter what, we're going to make money on this trade, just a tiny bit, which is fine. But your first major resistance will be back here from this candle here, right where it's at right now. So it's going to have a little bit of a tough time because of this previous support that is now resistance, as I circle it right there. Okay, so that's your first major area that we have to be mindful of, right where it is right now. And it may bounce back down from there. No, this is the hour chart. Okay, and then your next significant area would be this area up here, a little bit higher from just a couple of days ago, right, at 33,257. So these are your key levels you're looking at when you're taking this buy. Those two levels right there, the 33,116. If it can get past the 33,116, then you're looking at the 33,259 area. But like I said, this one is already in profit. Stops are in profit. So it really doesn't matter to me what this trade does at this point, because I'm going to make money no matter what, right? So it really doesn't matter to me what this trade does, because I'm going to make money on this one no matter what. It'll be a tiny amount, and that's fine. But I'm not worried about that. So on this one, that's basically a stress-free trade at this point. And if it goes higher into my favor, I will move my stops to more in profit. Now I want to talk about gold for a minute too, because I'm still a big believer in gold. That gold is going to go back to all-time highs. So what I'm doing with this gold trade is very, very, very small lots, as you can see, are 0.02. So a 20-cent lot on this one. And the reason I'm doing it that way is because if it goes down, I will be buying more. So I'm not going to do my whole position on at one level here. This is the very definition of swing trading. So I'm not going to place my whole position on at one level on gold. If it goes down, I'm going to buy more, because I do believe gold is going to go to all-time highs again. But we did kind of come down here to this 1895 level, which was a significant level from April 28th in this area. If it wants to go lower, it could absolutely go lower, right? There's no saying that gold can't go lower. Gold could come down into these levels here at 1881 from the 27th right there, and then on the 28th as well. So it could come down to there, and then potentially even further down, right, which would be this swing low on the 1 hour chart on the 28th at 1871. Okay, so there's definitely possibilities for more downward movement on gold. But if gold does go further down, I will look to buy more if I get the pattern I'm looking for, right? If I get the pattern I'm looking for, I will look to buy more around these significant levels of 1881 and 1871. So I don't want to blow my whole wad, right? I don't want to blow my whole position on one position. I want to keep my powder dry. I want to make sure I have some leverage and some positions that I can add to the position if it goes lower. And then I'm just going to swing trade this one. So this is truly how I usually trade, and it's how I've traded for a long time. Because if you take a position here, like I did, right, and then it comes down, you get all three of those positions. Let's say you get all three of those positions in, right, and it comes down here. Does it have to go all the way back up to position one in order for you to make money on the trade overall? I guess would be the question for everybody. If you get all three of those positions in, do you have to have it come all the way back up to number one, or this first position up here, in order to make money overall on the trade? So again, if it goes all the way down, you get all three of those positions in, right? Does it have to come all the way back in order to make money overall on the trade? Does it have to go back there? Anybody? Bueller? Does Does it have to go all the way back? So we're going to get stopped out on this one, on the US 30, and that's fine. Stopped out at plus 14. I'll just take plus 14 right now. But does this gold one have to go all the way back up to the first level in order to make money on the trade overall? Yes or no? Bueller. Right, but the question I'm asking is, does it have to, if you get all three of those positions in, position 1, position 2, position 3, does it have to go all the way back up to position 1 in order to make money, right? And the answer is no, it doesn't have to go all the way back up to your original position, right? Position 1, position 2, and position 3, right? It doesn't have to go, if it comes down and you get all three positions in, it does not have to come back to position 1 in order for you to make money overall in the trade. Does that make sense? And that's the truest form of swing trading. So you're instead of taking all of your position at level 1 and doing all of your lots, you're scaling into the trade, basically. Right? You're scaling into the trade. And the reason I like this is because then you don't have to have tight stop losses, right? You don't have to have the 10 pip stop losses or whatever it is. You can kind of just let this trade play out. And if it went lower, I'm going to buy more. So I'm going to truly swing trade this gold one right here, but I have to trade it with extremely low lots to begin with. Okay, and then if we go up from here, if we just hit off 1895 and we don't get those three positions, then obviously you're targeting this first level here would be 1907 from just a few days ago. That's your next major resistance level. If it gets past here, and it bounces, cheater around. We got a bunch of people in here. I wonder how, wondering how I cheated, but that's interesting. Stoyan, I think I know that one. No cheating happened. Everyone got their money. You're just lying to people, but that's what you guys are doing. You're just coming in here to lie to people because I know what you're talking about, and everybody got their money and made money from those accounts. So you're just flat out lying to people, and I have the PayPal receipts to prove it all that you're just flat out lying to people. But that's what you guys do. Yeah, that's all you can say is because you know I have the PayPal receipts. So you're just lying to people. I have every single PayPal receipt. Oh, I'll justify. Yeah, loser. Thank you. Parasite. You didn't even spell parasite right. At least if you're gonna do that, at least try to spell parasite right. At least try to spell it right. You didn't even spell it right. How embarrassing is that? Yeah, Stoyan. You can just shut the fuck up, Stoyan. No one fucking cares. No one knows who you are. No one cares who you are. So, goodbye. This is coming from a group that we had class accounts with before, and every single one of them made money and got their money back and made over 80%, and all they do is complain. Even though every single one of them made money from the investment, and I have the PayPal receipts to prove it. But because they're whiny little bitches, and that's what they do, they complain like little bitches. That's what they do. So every one of those people got their money back and made money, made 80% in just over a year. Try going and getting that at a bank. You try going and getting that kind of return anywhere. But they just complain, and that's why I stopped doing it for a long time. Because they're just whiny little babies. So A-Rod's here. A-Rod can take care of that stuff. I don't have to worry about that. But they're just whiny little babies. And I don't need to justify myself to people. But that's why it's never enough for people, right? You make people money. You do good for people, and it's never enough. They just complain because they want more, because they couldn't do it on their own. And that's why they sent the money to me to do it for them, because they couldn't trade worth of crap on their own. And then they complain when they make money that it's never enough. So Stoyan was, but we put him in timeout. Stoyan was complaining because that's what people do. They just complain. So whatever. I got the PayPal receipts to prove it all. If I really cared about proving it, I have the PayPal receipts to prove it all. That what he's saying is complete nonsense, but it's not worth it. Like one person was saying in here, it's not worth it. But you can never make people happy. Ever. And you never will. And that's why I stopped doing that for a long time. Okay, so let's look at this. If we break lower here, and it looks like the US 30 wants to break lower, then our next major support levels are down at 32,317. So if we break this low, which is what I'm looking for, I definitely want to be looking for sells. If we break this low here down in this area, then our next major support level is down at 32,344, which I would love to see. And that's my projection for this week, is that we continue to look for sells on the US 30. That we continue to look for sells. Okay, we continue to look for sells on the US 30. Any chance we get, we look for sells. Good job, A-Rod. Yeah, we just don't need stupidity in here. You can go to another stream and be stupid in another stream. No one cares what he thinks. He's not relevant. I mean, yeah, he's not relevant at all. His stepmom probably took away his Hot Pocket. So, probably mad because his stepmom took away his Hot Pocket. All right, so we just don't need to pay attention to that. Losers will always be losers, and they can't help that. So we'll go to a 15-minute chart and we'll see if we can get some 15-minute entries. I don't see any entries on gold, oil, or the US 30 so far in the 15-minute. We'll close in 5 minutes. We'll go take a look at the 2 pound pairs. I guess there's a holiday for the GDP here, so that might be pretty slow. But nothing on the GJ yet, nothing on the pound Aussie either. So we'll keep an eye on those, but nothing so far. And I think it is a bank holiday for them. I'm not sure. I looked at Forex Factory earlier because people were saying it was a holiday in the United States, which it's not. So we'll look at that again. But right now there's nothing to do on any of those. The US 30 I really do think is a sell. And I think we'll be hitting that 32,300 area that we just were talking about from March of this year. This will be my target this week for sure, or lower. We just had the first quarter in the United States. I think the first quarter in the United States where the economy contracted. And if you get two quarters in a row where the U.S. economy contracts, then you have a recession. So if you get 2 consecutive quarters, so there it is right there. 2 consecutive quarters of the U.S. economy shrinking equals right there, equals a recession. So for the first time, the U.S. economy shrank in the first quarter of this year. And if you get one more quarter like that, then you're in a recession. It contracted in the first quarter. First quarter GDP declined at 1.4% rate. If you get another quarter like this, you are officially in a recession. So we are 1 quarter away, and I do think we're going to go there. So if that's the case, we definitely want to be looking to short the US 30 as much as possible, and we want to be looking to add to positions and buy gold as much as possible, if that makes sense to everybody. And the United States is in for a world of hurt. We're in big time trouble here in the United States. Big time trouble. So world of hurt to be had right now in the United States, I do believe. So we want to look to buy gold, and we want to look to sell the US 30 as much as possible. And we'll wait to get the pattern. We'll wait to see. But yeah, the US 30 is gonna. Yeah, that might be what they're planning on doing, is sending us to war, A-Rod. That's not. I mean, it's horrible that you have to think like that, but what you're saying isn't inaccurate. They very well could do that. Okay, so on the oil 1 hour chart, we are starting to get the pattern on the oil 1 hour chart, the one here in the middle. But that's 17 minutes away, so we'll wait and see if we get the pattern on oil on the 1 hour chart. Okay, so this account is a live account. As you guys can see, you can look on the top left and see this is a live account. This is a live investment account that we started last week that everybody is invited to join. And I will just show you the account history here. It started on the 27th last week, so not very long ago, 2 or 3 days ago, 4 days ago. And we'll show you what's happened in this investment account so far. As you guys can see on there to the left here. $2,200 deposited into the account and $880 in profit. So not bad for the first couple of days. Okay. Not bad for the first couple of days in the investment account. Everyone is invited. You can join the investment account. $500 minimum. You'll get the investor password. You'll be able to access the account, the investor password, and you'll get payouts every 30 days. So this is the first couple of days. First couple of days of the account, and we're up almost 50%, which is amazing again. And this is a live account. You can see it. The difference between my stream and everyone else's stream is I will never hide behind TradingView. You will never see me hiding behind TradingView. When I take trades, you'll see me in the trades. You'll see my account in the trades. You'll never, ever see me hiding behind TradingView, ever. TradingView is the most worthless garbage in the world. It's completely worthless. And the only reason people use it when they stream is so that they can hide their positions or hide the fact that they're not even trading at all. That's the bottom line. If they hide behind TradingView, it's because they're not actually taking the trades themselves, or they're wanting to hide behind TradingView. I will never do that when I stream. Okay, that's the difference. He's back. A-Rod, he's back. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? He started his new account so he can come back and say sucker. I love it. No one cares, Stoyan. No one cares. You like midgets with large hands. No one cares. So, yep, goodbye. We got A-Rod here taking care of stuff today. We don't need to worry about it. Yeah, and he does too. And A-Rod, I would say that we take a little bit of credit for that, right? Because I think that he would never do that before in his stream, and he's starting to do it now because I think we got on him pretty good. I think that's was you and me, to be honest with you. And back a little while ago, we're getting on his case about it, and he's more than willing to show it now. What do you mean he's gone now? What do you mean he's gone? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? What do you mean he's gone? I'll be right back, guys. Let's see. So he's gone. You mean he's not streaming anymore, Aaron? Is that what you're saying? He's not streaming anymore? Is he not streaming anymore? Is that what you're saying? Okay, so oil, looks like it potentially could be getting a sell on oil here in 10 minutes. If this candle closes the way it is, then we'll definitely be looking at a position on oil. And so we'll have to wait and see. Oh, I got you. I see who you're saying. Yeah, it's always interesting to listen to people complain when they made nothing but money and then just complain that it was never enough. So, and we got a decent little trade. So the week is starting out good here. If you look at the account history again, in this account that was started just on April 27th, go to custom period. We'll just go from 5.1 to 5.3. So our first trade of the week worked out pretty good. We got plus 14 on it. It was a buy on the US 30. Oh, now we got people that aren't even writing in English. Well, the 15-minute is always better. I mean, the hourly is always better to get the pattern on the hourly, but you can trade it on any time frame. It works on any time frame, but I prefer to trade it on the hourly. But you can trade it on any time frame, and it'll work on any time frame. But I prefer to trade it on the hourly. But again, it will work on any of them. But I am glad those people came in to visit us today. That's great of them. It's nice of them to come in. If you don't have people that hater accounts or hater people, then you're definitely not doing anything important. And that's kind of how I look at it these days. If there's no one going after you and hating on you, then you're not doing anything important. So I welcome them. They can say whatever they want, but they need to at least be able to back up what they're saying, and they can't. So we'll just let them be. While we make money here and we do good things and show terminals and show people how to really do it the right way, you're always going to have people like that. But I could definitely show the PayPal receipts, but I don't need to. There was no funny business that happened at all, but they can complain about it all they want because no one cares. So thing I might want to do though is I might want to just add one of these other charts to this. So I might put one more chart on here. See if we can fit one more chart, maybe the GJ on here. So I know a lot of people like to trade the GJ. I don't know what the infatuation with the GJ is, but a lot of people like to trade it, so maybe we'll try and fit the GJ chart on here too. Gold is always to the far right for me. I don't know why. I like it that way. But maybe we'll try and fit the GJ. But I think it is I think it is definitely a bank holiday tomorrow, at least on the London session for the GJ. So we may not have a ton of volume on the GJ. But I know that everyone loves trading this pair, and I don't know why. But it seems like this is one of the favorite pairs of everybody, especially streamers. Well, maybe just Dade, maybe just like 3/4 cap. Maybe not like full cap, maybe like 3/4 cap, right? The youth in my church always say that. They're like, no cap, Brother Hall, no cap. And I'm like, maybe like 3/4 cap. I don't know. But the youth in my church always say that because I work with the youth in my church, and they're like, no cap, no cap. And I'm like, maybe 3/4. Hey JJ, what's up, brother? So it sounds like I did get kicked out of that stream on Forex Aaliyah for just telling people the truth. So it looks like I definitely might have been kicked out of Forex Aaliyah. They were going to take a poll. They were going to take a poll last week to see if, because I was mean, because I'm like Donald Trump, mean was mean to them. So I think there was a poll that was going to be taken last week to see if I was going to get kicked out of the Forex Aaliyah Gold chat. I don't really care. You can kick me out, but I was just being honest with them. People don't like honesty. So let's see if I'm actually kicked out or not. I'll make a comment here and see if they booted me. Let's see if it actually, I don't know if I'm actually booted or not, but just because I was being honest with them, some of them wanted me kicked out of that group, out of that. So they all love me. Did it show up? Maybe someone can look at that. Go look at that stream and see if it actually did show up. But I think I might have been booted, which is fine. I might have been booted. I'm not sure. This one a little bit smaller and make gold a little bit bigger. There we go, like that a little bit better. So did my comment show up in that chat room? They all love me, just like everyone else loves me, right? Just like everybody else loves me, as you can tell. Everyone else loves me. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it could be. So on gold, it looks like in 4 minutes, we definitely might be getting that sell signal on gold. And just because we're buying long term doesn't mean we can't sell gold. Okay, I think people get the wrong impression just because my bias on gold is long that we can't short term sell gold. So we might get an opportunity to short term sell gold here, and if we do, we will absolutely take that opportunity to short gold if we get the pattern. I don't like selling this low, right? Because you're selling into a major resistance level. That's what everyone else does, and I don't like doing that. But if the pattern shows up, I take the trade because that's what the pattern says to do, and I trust the pattern, knowing that I'll be right, 85% of the time, or roughly around 85% of the time. I will just take the trade because that's what the pattern says to do. I don't like buying that low. Well, XE Prey, I think short term it possibly could be a sell. I understand what you're saying. But long term is what I'm talking about. Long term, the long term charts are still really bullish. Now, what I consider the long-term charts are the 4-hour, daily, weekly, and monthly. Now, the 4-hour has turned bearish, right? If you look at the 4-hour and you circle from where you begin, that left circle to that left circle, it's definitely a downtrend now on the 4-hour, right? If you look at the 4-hour, that's all I have to do I don't have to do those circles to do it, but the daily is still an uptrend. If you look at the daily and you circle it from how I do it, right there to right there, the daily is still an uptrend, right? The weekly is still an uptrend, and the monthly is still an uptrend, okay? So all the higher time frames except for the 4-hour are still an uptrend. So I agree with you that short term it could be a sell, but I think long term, considering all the stuff that's going on with inflation, with all these different things, long term I'm still looking to buy dips, if that makes sense. But again, like you're saying, that doesn't mean short term we can't take sells. But I think long term we're looking at buy dips, buy dips, buy dips. If that makes sense. But yeah, short term we can definitely look to sell. And we will be selling here in 1 minute if that pattern plays out like that on the 1-hour chart. We're just going to do it because it's 1 minute away, so we'll take the trade on the gold. We can still hold our long-term buys, and we can take a short-term sell or a shorter-term sell. Now, how I'm going to place my stop loss on this is, so my stop loss is going to be, it's going to be kind of crazy because I want my stop loss to be, I can either go for I'm going to have my stop loss above 1907, because 1907 is a significant level of resistance, right? From the 27th of April right there, it came up and hit 1907. So that is a pretty significant level at 1907 that I want to have my stops above, okay? I know this is different because most people say that's a huge stop loss, but I'm not afraid of stop losses like that. So my stop loss will probably be around 1911. I want it above that 1907. Probably gonna have a stop loss at 1911. Well, that's awesome. If you were able to do that, then that's really good. That's awesome. So originally we'll put our stop loss at 1911, which is above all this area here, that significant resistance area at 1907. But once I get up 30 to 40 points, like for instance, we're in this at 1897, so 30 points would be 1894. Once I get up 30 to 40 points on this, my stop loss will be moved to break even. Okay, so always at 30 to 40 points, stop loss is moved to break even. So 30 to 40 points, $3 or $4, whatever you want to call it. People call it different things. It really doesn't matter what you call it. So 30 to 40 points or dollars, your stop loss always goes to break even. And then when I get up 40 to 60, my stop loss is going to be at plus 10 or plus 20. Then I'm just going to keep moving it down into more profit if I get there. Okay, so this is different than just taking your 10 pips and going. Yeah, I don't trade lower time frames. I don't do divergence. But if that works for you, XEPray, then by all means do it. I don't need to know divergence. I know my pattern works. 80 to 85% of the time I know my pattern works. So whenever my pattern is manifests itself, I will take the trade. So at 40 to 60 points, I always put it at plus 10 or plus 20. We'll say plus 20. Okay. And then I'm gonna move my stop down into more profit if I'm fortunate enough to get more profit. But if you trade divergence and you trade those things, good for you. I would rather get kicked in the nuts than trade the lower time frames or trade divergence. To me, for me and the way I want to trade, it's irrelevant what divergence is. But if it works for you, then that's great. I'd rather get kicked in the balls, to be honest with you. And maybe someone will do it. Maybe someone will do that. But I'd rather get kicked in the balls. Okay, let's go look at the other one because I know the oil was looking like it possibly could be a sell. I have gotten my butt kicked on sells on oil, but we're going to take a sell on oil because that's what the pattern said to do. And I've gotten my butt kicked on it every time I've tried to do it, but we're going to do it again because, again, that's what the pattern says to do. So we'll take a sell on oil, and we want our stop loss to be above the 104.19 area. So our stop loss on oil will be at 104.64. So it'll be a 100-point stop loss on oil. And if we lose, we lose, right? Losses are always a part of the game. They happen. Anyone who tells you, like what I always say, anyone who tells you they don't lose is lying to you. Okay, so anyone who tells you they don't lose is lying to you. There's no system that is 100% accurate. There's no system that you will not take losses. Losses are a part of the game, and you need to be able to deal with that. So. See, if we did sissy trading, we'd be taking our trades out on oil, or we'd be moving our stops if we did sissy trading, but we don't do sissy trading on this stream. Austin, if you're in here, you gotta let me know. If you're in here, Austin, let me know. If you're in here, Austin, let me know. Let me know, Austin, if you're in here. Okay, so we're going to move our stop on oil to +2. We're up almost 40 points on oil. We'll move our stop to +2, so it'll be 103.62. So no matter what, it'll be a winning trade. 103.62. So stops to +2 on oil. We'll just go 103.60, so +4. So there it is. So no matter what, we're gonna make money on that. We made +14 on the US 30 trade, and we're gonna make +4 on oil, no matter what. I love trading like that too. When you get to, so you can set your stops at break even or +2 or +3. That's always fun. And then hopefully you get that runner, and you can go further down. But if it doesn't, then you make money and you move on to the next one. So let's go look at the 15-minute chart that just closed on some of these and see if we get how many 15-minute entries on any of these pairs. You just had a 15-minute entry on the US 30 to the sell side. So you just had a 15-minute entry on the US 30. I didn't take it because I wasn't watching it, but I might still take it. Yeah, you see, I'd be late to the party on the 15-minute, and I don't want to be late on the 15-minute because your expectations for what you can get on the 15. So you'd already be up +30 on the US 31. So. Is he in the shed? Probably. Let's go. So it looks like we'll probably get stopped out on oil at +4, which is fine. Going outside to see if my son is in the shed.